Joe, I want to be upfront with you. I want you to understand that these are going to be some tough changes that I'm asking you to make. You getting to a 10.1 means that you've seen some success with the way that you currently swing. But I believe that in order for you to move forward, there's going to be some foundational changes that you need to make, to ultimately get to that single-digit number. So, what I mean by the foundational change, so your pelvis, the engine of your swing, really the rest of your body in the club relies on, in my opinion, how the pelvis moves in space. So the reason I want to change your pelvis first is when you swing back, you're going to tend to shift your pelvis a little bit away from the target before you start turning. And what that does is that's ultimately going to hurt you in the amount of rotation that you can make. So, you understand that this club needs to swing to some extent around your body. It's not just going to go up and down. And when you can't rotate, you're stuck to basically pulling your arms in as much as you possibly can to get the depth. So what that does is that in turn takes your left arm and it's going to be very internally rotated. So internal, almost moving towards your body. External, your hand is going to be moving away from your body. So what this very internal left arm for you, that's going to be this steepening move that you're not going to be able to, kind of get out of the way, right? So, you have a lot of these shots that are going to go super right, and then you have some, when you said you slow down, you're trying to figure some things out, that go to the left. So what happens is when your arm is in as much and your left arm is internally rotated, that's a steepening maneuver for this club shaft. Instead of being shallow, the club is super steep. As you start to rotate down, the sweet spot of the club is going to get outside of the ball, and you're going to be swinging to the right to hit it. So when you swing to the right and you match that with club face, so the club face is pointing to the right and you swing to the right, that's going to be pull hook city. That's where you get all those really, really bad tugs. So the ones that you are missing to the left, I believe that it's the rate of rotation. So when you slow down, the rate of rotation of your club face closing, so your club face pointing to the right, that slows down as well, which is why you get the lefts. Okay? So long-winded video explaining kind of the trickle-down effect of you don't really turn your pelvis correctly, you have to pull your arms in, left arm gets super internal, that's a steepening motion, so the club is swinging down on a very steep plane, gets outside of the ball, you have to pull it in, and then when you match the club face with that rightward swing, when you match the club face pointing right, bad news. So I think there's two things that would probably help us. If you can do both at the same time, great. If you can't, that's fine. But basically, when you swing back, changing the flex in your knees, and you're going to feel like your left back pocket is going to be moving towards the target. So right now when you swing back, there's a little bit of move away. When you swing back, you're going to want to feel like almost an over-exaggerated move towards the target, and you're going to probably find yourself somewhere in the middle. So if I'm swinging back, I'm just looking for something like this, right? Where you would tend to move back when you do it. This would be the over-exaggeration, right? So I'm rotating, but my pelvis is moving towards the target. Ultimately, we're just going to find you somewhere in the middle. So what is going to go with that for you is I'm having you turn more, you can't keep pulling your arms in. You're going to basically feel your arms go up as you do the rotation, so it looks something like this. Right, so now I have a lot more control on my left arm being very neutral rather than very internal, because my arms are working up instead of my arms just working super in. I have to bend my left arm. Okay? So how you rotate, I explained that, right? So change the flex of your knees. So right knee bends, left knee straightens, left back pocket feeling like it's going towards the target. And then when you do that turn correctly, you have the freedom to lift your arms, and the turn is what's going to be getting you depth, not just sucking your arms in.